We're only about a month away from Christmas now, and whether or not you celebrate Christmas or go big or small for the holidays, I wanted to share some of my favorite minimalist holiday tips with you and invite you along to decorate my tree with me. So let's dive in. Welcome back to Simple Essentials. My name is Emmy, and this channel is all about minimalism and simplifying your life as much as possible, which includes the holiday season that we're about to head into. It's officially 1 month from Christmas Day. When I'm filming this, you'll see it a few days later. But it's really interesting, I think, this time of year. First of all, you'll see that I'm in short sleeves because I live in Australia, and for me, the holiday season is actually in the middle of summer. Now, as you would know if you followed the channel for a while, I grew up in Sweden, all the way up in Scandinavia, where Christmas is typically dark, snowy and cold. So I've lived over here now for 13 years and I'm still not really used to a Christmas in the summer. Let me know in the comments below if you have summer weather or winter weather where you live at Christmas time. It does make a huge difference. Anyway, I wanted to share some of my favorite minimalist tips with you. I've done quite a few videos in the past, which I will link up here and down below, about minimalist gift ideas. If you would like me to do one of those videos this year, let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to make one for you. And without further ado, let's dive into my 3 favorite minimalist prep tips when it comes to the holiday season and your decor. So smash that thumbs up button and let's dive in. So the very first thing to consider is how much decor you actually keep and put up every year. I am not big on decorating my house for different seasons. I pretty much just do Christmas time. I have a few decoration items for Swedish festivities and holidays like midsummer, but that is a very, very small box of those items. So for Christmas, I now have 2 boxes. I have one for my Christmas tree and I have one moving size box with everything else. That is all the decor that I have. And until this year, actually, I just bought a new Christmas tree, which we'll talk about in a second. But until this year, I actually only had the 1 box where my very small tree that I used to own fit into. So think about how much stuff you actually need, because the thing about inventory, whether it's holiday decor or anything else, only keep it if you like it, if you use it, if it adds value to your life. I personally love having my Christmas tree up at Christmas time. I love the light, I love the coziness. I typically put it up because we have a fake tree, a plastic tree. I typically put it up about a month before Christmas and then take it down sort of shortly after New Year. But I love that cozy light, the ambiance and things like that. So I would not compromise on having a tree, but maybe, for example, for you, that is just not that important. So try to contain your decor, and as you're taking it out of the cupboards this year to put it up, look at each item similar to when you declutter your wardrobe or anything else and go, do I like this? Is it annoying to just kind of pack it up and down again? Does it collect a lot of dust? Ask yourself some hard questions and check with your family if they care, because you might be holding on to things because you think other people want it when they really don't. Next up is a little bonus tip. So this year we have a new Christmas tree, and I purchased that Christmas tree just after Christmas last year on a 50% sale. So obviously it's a bit tricky to do now because you can't rewind and go back to last sort of New Year's. But what you can do for next year is go, is there anything I'm missing? Is anything broken? Am I looking to replace any of my items? If you can avoid buying them now, because December is going to be the time when they're the most expensive, hold off to the sales after Christmas and you will most likely be able to pick up a bargain on a lot of these things, including decorations, Christmas trees, whatever that might be. Another thing to keep in mind is that you might actually be able to go to a second-hand shop shortly after Christmas when people have decluttered and taken all their decorations down and pick them up for a bargain if you don't want to buy them new. So I really do recommend that you keep an eye out on the sales for these particular items. Like I said, I got my new Christmas tree, which is about 1.8 meters tall. I have no idea what that is in feet, but it's 1.8 meters, so it's taller than I am, and I got that for 50% off last Christmas, along with some decor and other things to go on the Christmas tree. So look out for a good deal. Do not pay full price when you don't have to. My next minimalist holiday tip might sound unconventional, but I very rarely decorate and clean at the same time. A lot of people will do this massive house clean and then take out all their stuff to decorate with. But let's be honest, when you have stuff up in your attic, your basement, your garage, and you take those items inside, there's going to be dust and cobwebs and all sorts of stuff that come in with those items. So I typically take my decorations out of wherever I have them in storage, get them roughly into the position I want, and then clean either the same day or sometime after. So today, for example, we set up the Christmas tree, but I actually put it all in order. It was literally a confetti of stuff falling off the tree because it was brand new. It was the first time we put it up. So it was actually much better to set that all up and then vacuum after, because otherwise you're going to be doing it twice, which nobody needs because we're busy during the holiday season. So let us dive into the fun part, which is decorating. So I've done a full empty house tour of this house before, and I'm planning to do a walkthrough of the house, do a video separately on that soon. I will link the video below though, because it will probably make sense to you where we've put the tree, which is in the center of the living room. So this is the very first time we are unpacking this tree. It came color coded with all these, you know, where the little branches needed to go, obviously depending on length and size. But it was pretty straightforward to put together, kind of like a giant puzzle. But it worked pretty well. And yeah, we had some music going on in the background, some good tunes. But yeah, it was a little bit too hot for the traditional mulled wine, etc. that I grew up with. So we just focused on the tree, and it was actually, yeah, reasonably straightforward, but there was so much stuff on the floor, like, because it was the first time we were putting it up, it was just literally raining this like little plastic bits on the floor, and we were kind of treading it around. But further to my point about decorate first and clean after, this is probably case in point, because this really tends to happen whether you have a real tree or a fake tree. It gets messy. So yeah, we were kind of working our way through that, and it turned out pretty good. But yeah, there's the mess on the floor. Pretty happy with this tree. I was looking at a tree that had a built-in light originally, but I'm glad I went for this one so that we could kind of decide ourselves what type of lights, etc. we wanted on it. So now we're just getting that into position, and I could not help myself but running to get the vacuum cleaner because this was just ending up everywhere. You'll see me later on do another pass with a vacuum because it kind of needed it. And then happily delegating getting the lights on the tree done by Paul. He's a lot better at that than I am. So he was sort of tinkering away with that whilst I was having a look at the actual decorations. So here are a few things I've picked up from the Swedish Christmas market over the years. These adorable little gnomes, love them. That angel comes from my dad. He sent it for Christmas a couple of years ago. These used to belong to my grandma. They're like ceramic gingerbread hearts. And a couple of things that we used to have on our old tree. And then some things I picked up on the sales after last Christmas, including this $1 bargain that I just recently picked up in the secondhand shop. So that's what we are working with for the tree itself. And these decorations I picked up on sale last year didn't actually have the strings on them yet. So this was a little bit of a, sit down and, listening to good tunes and just sort of doing this. It's actually really nice to put them all together. But I figured you don't need to see me do this to 20 odd Christmas decorations. So here's the result. They look all right. They're a little bit smaller than I had hoped for when I bought them. But now we're getting to the fun part, which is the decorating. And because we don't have pets at the moment and we don't have kids that are going to come and stay with us for Christmas, we don't have to worry too much about things falling off the tree, etc. That said, our cat was never that interested in the Christmas tree in the first place. Here's an up close of those adorable little gnomes. I love them. They're very cute. So our cat never really used to cause a lot of damage on the Christmas tree, but I know for some people both kids and pets can kind of go to town and pull things off. I even know friends who've had to have baby gates all the way around the tree to get it to be left alone. But I think it turned out really good. We were just sort of playing around with where things go, and obviously this tree is significantly larger than what we used to have. Another quick pass with a vacuum, and this is what it looked like later that evening. I just think it is so cozy. And now we're setting up the Christmas table runner and the Advent candles. This runner was, my grandmother made this. She used to weave a lot of rugs and things, and I just really like it. And the Advent candles is something we do in Sweden. We light one candle every Sunday in the lead up to Christmas. So really, really cozy and all set up for the first weekend in December. Next up, I am putting together my first ever door wreath. I've wanted one for a while, but we've lived in small apartments, etc., so it hasn't really suited. So picked this one up, I think it was at Kmart or Target or something like that, for just a couple of bucks. It is plastic. I do love the real deal, but in Australia it's just too hot in the summertime to have the real thing, or it won't last very long rather because it's too warm. But here I'm just using some of those Christmas decorations that I already had, and those two little flowers are poppies from Memorial Day that we had not long ago here in Australia. So they went with a theme and it turned out really good. Really like this. Feel very much like hashtag grown up points at the tender age of 41. So yeah, that looked really good. And here are the two boxes that I'm putting away until it's time to take the decor down after the holidays. And before you throw out any of the old decor, you can actually repurpose and reuse things. This is the top of our old Christmas tree that was still in pretty good condition, the rest of it wasn't. So Paul fixed it up and put a new foot on it, and I found some lights in our camping kit. So we now have a large and a small tree, and it didn't cost us anything extra. The final thing I would say is make sure that you have things when it comes to decor, traditions, or whatever that makes sense for you and that you like. My husband is born and raised in Australia, but I've obviously brought some Swedish traditions into our relationship, which includes the lighting the Advent candle in the 4 weeks leading up to Christmas, the Advent Christmas star or Christmas candles in the window. It's something that obviously growing up in a very cold and dark country, that was such a highlight of December because all those lights in the windows of the house has made a huge difference to people's moods. It's possibly less important in Australia where I live now when it's in the middle of summer when Christmas rolls around, but it is something that makes me think of home and make me think of loved ones and Christmas has gone by. So whatever you need to do and whatever things that you like to have displayed at Christmas time, funny, quirky, cozy, or whatever, just do what works for you. I do hope you enjoyed this short video of starting to get ready for the holiday season, and if you haven't set your holiday decor up yet, you can do that anytime you want. Let me know in the comments below if there are any other holiday themed videos you'd like me to make over the coming weeks. I love hearing from you all and how you're going. And also let me know if you have a really quirky Christmas decor item in your home. Let us know what it is in the comments. The new one I introduced this year I found on sale last year, which was a Christmas flamingo Christmas tree ornament that I have actually put on the little tiny Christmas tree that is going in our city apartment. So maybe that's not quirky enough. I bet you have something more quirky. Let me know in the comments below, and all the best. I look forward to see you in the next video.